저도 그러니까 지원을 주시네. Initiate out the temperature so the temperature so briskly beginning dress like 7, 8 dayo to sa kalacho. Chiya naldayo beginning dress so. He would straight down there. Istużono niewielu żegnalistycznych i dni transportation najechado Oriuna na pas interesesni. Oriun asi sa dunecho echalani almost
Nechalani ahustel sana. Good afternoon, Salodina Darote. It's been a while. Seems like a long time. Ishje. Dene Yati podcast unzinige. Si Willis Janvier Hushe Nintelas tours in Lost Saskatchewan. Clearwater River Dene Nation band member at the SQ in the Treaty 8 territory and unzinige join you live. Treaty 4 territory, home of the Cree Métis, Sioux, Assiniboine, Lakotas, all beautiful indigenous people. Hello, Dene Yati. What's going on? What is going on? Maybe I thought Dunzinika Yanse Shenaza General still chat a little bit on Uthensi Dahu Aussie and all that good stuff. Gani, I was just election Hasazini on you, didn't get in, and so I'm gonna chat about that. What else do we got? Residential school, then Gani unmarked graves, the unmarked. In this, I think in the 60s, ILT. This is Gani Newsness Igar ILT. He said, take down the headstones or grave markers. So now it's not a chief Delorme, a Dio Cadmus Delorme. It's not a mass unmarked grave site. It's more of a criminal activity. Because in this, I think in the 60s, he said, Yeti said, we'll take them all down. So that's why. And then so they knew, and now the whole world knows. That's good. That's a good thing. One direction forward, And it's got to be Duezon Denasaha. I'm sure Diane and Dene Yati is still right in there. Imagine PTSD, like all Bagahui got it, but imagine that. It's crazy. Even any type of PTSD, but the severity of it, that there any type of abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, spiritual abuse is a big one, and mental abuse. So anybody dealing with that stuff, I hope do some healing, move forward, and you take the steps that you see. It's a DR carrying Kyoto and all that stuff, eh? Because many days, line doing is on without asking for help, we don't get anywhere. So I know to do Facebook this cigar as many. I've asked people. I'm trying to reach currently because it's a message. They've been open about it, but to talk about it and to platform is it's not easy for some people. Ganit John Throsi, a guy he knew after the first Kamloops. So many people said they did it for sure, and for sure we can get somewhere, and not, then not stay stuck. And a Torio Siga, many unmarked graves who now Canada Day Dene Yati. It's in a few days. Edlanuthen, what's the topics for today? Yeah, it was a good try to politics. I'm gonna chat about that. I seen a few posts. Some people politics. I mean, not politics. Canada Day, obviously, it's politics as well. Canada Day, Bedialia. And I saw us, and then in Telas Tour, they're having a celebration. Yeah, pull that up here. More of a celebration, I think, and this instead of red. Okay, this is what they're gonna do. Parade orange and indigenous theme instead of red and white, and they even got to pay $1,000 that parade seat. And there's some youth events, kids, all kinds of stuff. Ball hockey. I remember ball hockey. Adult events. Oh, trapper events at the horseshoe games. Fiddle jigging. Oh, right, remembering the children who did not. So they're gonna have a vigil. Candles, hello. Right at the what is that? I think it's called Anita Fraser Park. No, that's a school. Tony. No, that's a water park. But anyways, a skate park over there. So they're gonna have a vigil. Shanhalu, they always got local bands playing. And every cake contest, orange indigenous theme. So it's not past June 11. 150 max amount of people, which is gonna be tough. Connie, I was there for Indigenous Peoples Day. Not many people. Bit of a disappointment, really, because the last day, everybody always attended. I don't know if it's COVID or what. That's easy. There wasn't many people. You could have had 3 burgers and 3 hot dogs. That's how little people showed up. Because they're giving away free food. Seconds, triple. As a kid, all the time, always don't get center point. It was always a big celebration in Teasy. It was packed. No, it wasn't like that. And I don't know why, because we all stand against their churchu, the discovery of all these children. And we couldn't get out and celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. So, but good for the ones that showed up. You know, I know I cut off there's free burgers and hot dogs. Shanu Bezi Hulina a band and chatted with them for a bit. And not many. There's a water park. Not many. How much? There was some Sakuha games. There's some games there. But good for the ones that put in the work, you know. So, but I was still busy. And oh man, I hear it's so tough to try to leave things alone, leave it unsaid, because the answers here into you and all this stuff. See it, you witness it. So don't always believe Facebook. Go find it for yourself. You know, that's all I'm saying. Put up a toll-free who may need assistance. Yes, let's do that. Toll-free. There we go. Thanks, Daryl. Yeah, I want to get generously. I'll just put this up. Anybody, you know, residential school, base that needs help. Here is a number. Must see Cho Daryl. So a residential school, I know there's so many things. There's trying to say any research can others. No, after that, and many. I mean, many people in the north. Not everyone in last 2 years or CRDN went there, but there's some people. And Ani campaigning and I through then how they too. I actually learned quite a bit. You know, I'm always learning in last 2 years. I always want to find out. Because in Intelu, mostly West Lalosh, it's and you know, the fur trade influence, treaty signing 1899, Fort McMurrayton. How did they get over there? A Durish code? Nothing, eh? Maybe. And then you go research elsewhere. Dene people that came from NWT to Fort McMurray and settled there. We're all part of it. Fort Chippewa, Fort Smith, all that. And I think, anyways, how I'm gathering it, it's all slow research, but a little bit more every time. And so, you know, that's what's in data because Garson is a Dane, Quinn is a Dane, and so you know they had to travel to treaty sign you know, probably a couple days. Nahin then a journey out of these Heineding Lele so in this henny then a whole towny than anything. Yeah, that's how many treaty people there were. Because then they were scared. They didn't know that he signed that lane. See, you know, $5 that he needed then. Yeah, 30 years, $5 that he needed. So it was trick or treaty. It's pretty much någonstans denna totinitet eller denna or anacho combined. Would you sign? You know, doing it, you gotta read the fine print, everything. But anyways, Chenoba Genoslo, Leonard, Adam, relatives, because somehow we're all related. We're all related everywhere I go. That's why I am single. Leonard Adam, Dene Yati podcast. Den är god, det är nära sir. Ja, la la. Celotina nilai. Leonard Adam. Relatives. It's good to start the morning or afternoon. Norin E. Norin E. I think. Yeah, Norin E. But anyways, Connie Dias tiene treaty sign. I'm always learning that stuff. Pretty sure that's what I'm talking about. But that's neat. But I asked the Bahalia here. Dene Yati. And always, but kind of ideas, and that's a problem, eh? And even the residential schooling on this scene from the north. And yeah, I can't say too much on it, but somehow majority Danish in the north didn't end up there, and I think it was Métis in Dene 20. I gotta double check. I feel like that Kamloops pretty much set it off, eh? Which is good. And I don't think it's gonna end because there is it 8th fire or 7 generations? Hey, it's coming up, eh? And this is then I don't know. It's just profits. Then it's usually now. Of course, things change, but somehow they predict everything. A lot of things. I won't say everything, but so many people. There's a number there to ask Ozzy to check it out. And it's Ed Deer, don't be shy, don't be scared, that you see. No, every time mental health guys tila. So many of us, times see these about do many times. And I've always thought like Dene Yati podcast, Dennis Sana be near the rest town is put to good use. And there's times that, because there's a lot of things that put on hold, so fail to, Lakiness ta, so I don't know, I gotta rethink things because, puts me tough spot, but it's not the end of the world. So hopefully Monday Gabino will find out. Maybe head up north here, Saskatchewan. And I want to get into politics, man, oh man, local politics, it's different. It's my first time. It's my first time ever. And I gave it a lot. Probably didn't talk to everyone there, but some days were just you needed 2 naps. Dene Yati. I always enjoyed Dene Yati, just listening. Then I reach out and then speak, just like anybody that I honestly raised in a Dene community. Dune is a little different. It's a quick. A little different today, for sure. But then a lot of people's reasoning was I didn't live there and just excluded, which I understand. But I had planned on moving. Of course, I had planned on it. But the things that I highlight here, it just, it's almost like that's almost for little things. And I hope they get what they are looking for, asking for, what they need, and really what they need. And bagay I don't see it. I'm not trying to debate anything. I'm not trying to fight against people because I don't believe in that. But the last 2 weeks I've learned, a lot of good stuff comes out, but there's also bad. It's also good and bad. Favoritism is one of them. Who you are, where you're from, which family. I heard a lot about that. And I'm not just speculating that DC guy is TZ. It's a bit of a battle between some, which happens with politics. Then, we just watched it between Trump and Biden. But small town day, it seems like it's a little more intense, especially when you're involved and you're trying to avoid it and then follow it. What's going on? What's actually true? What's not true? Who's making it up? So many things go through your mind, as I'm running for council. We can go back and see, lots of jobs with Lila, Snide. Some people, you can give them opportunity, they might not want to take it. Some people will be eager to jump. Some people will just sit on the sidelines. So there's many different scenarios, different factors that play a role in TC. Are you always giving? And why? This is the one thing favoritism is saying. It should all be treated equal. Politics or not. Dene sulhine deidli. Saduna deildande. Can't celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. Can't stand behind, we can't. Residential school atrocities. Eventually, one day, Dene deidli durdiza. You know, it's not good, it's not nice to leave people out. Because Dene saw they feel lost even though they're right there. Sakudi Halyaishtiu. Some kids dropped out of school because they're sick of online learning, and I understand that. I'm sick of it. Didn't even want it, Now I'm rethinking school. What do you see? Then it's a cool grade 10 as a tare, and then it's like, show me your French and I'll show you your future type of thing. Direction, it's many things, because that was one of the big things. Dene Yati was the school was closed and our band office was closed and all that stuff. And I've heard teachers validate a few people. Hopefully there's a plan. Hopefully there's a plan, mental health, because it's almost shock to the system. And you got to be careful that then I got it. You just spent a whole year. I'm in the same boat. I'm not just saying this because I heard someone say it, because I can relate. Definitely relate. See, I went from working 18 years, I think, only last year, in routine, so one job, and then it stopped, and then the pandemic happened. I'm not saying I'm only in one. See, it's made me sometimes too lazy, not motivated. So hopefully those things are addressed. Then I go there. It's pandemic's over and we're still in it. They're still in it. Yeah, talk to people about that. Then they still gotta, mental health is just, it's never ending every day to day. It needs to be talked about, during this whole election. Celebrating a young man lost his life, and there's a lot of good for them to, bringing light to something. Because I'm all for that, and treatment center, and even that was closed. Same reason, and the Northern Intertribal. I don't know if all their facilities are closed, but there wasn't any reason, because I can go to work at a detox there, because I work in a detox, and we can allow 8 people in the same province. and they can't. So I challenged them. And I found pretty much one answer. Because the video is you. And some people heard it, I'm glad they did. Hopefully it's sooner than later. July 11 is coming up, 2 weeks. July 11, because we open up. Do we have Dene? Is there something in place for July 11? Okay. Or is there a list started of people who want the services of the treatment center? Get people to call in every day. Hey, Saziha Ars Yatlu. And then the list either grows or it shrinks day to day. iPhone easy. Give people a little bit of hope. Okay, July 11 did hurt, and then make them work. Addiction, boss, it is pretty much a job. And especially if you live in a small town. Especially if you live in a small town. Like my hometown. And, okay, so-and-so didn't call in a day. Okay, you get off the list. That's it. If you want it, you're going to have to go and get it. Okay, now we're just going to open up on July 11th and say, you're cured. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. Addiction boss it. And, many people may not make it. I didn't think I was going to make it. Treatment center, the first one I went to. But at least you are putting it out there for them. Says Canada, but I'm just trying to get them to stop. And it's true. Many people phone me and say, hey, hey, sober day, nahaliostia. Because in twin down, nahalia tire, it's just going to go one way. So not to just, neglect or dismiss someone. But Kuntu, you got to be cautious. How much you put into something. And then where you're at personally. So I hope, that with all that, the issues, Dene Yati, many people, man, it just sometimes, it baffles me. Then it's like this too, from a small town, and then we can't make it happen. So, hope they make it happen, and even, treatment of Aussie, it's alcohol based. It's based on alcohol, because in this holding 20 years ago, maybe more, alcohol was a big thing. It's still a big thing. Alcohol, it's not something to take lightly either. If I have one drink this last year, that's just how I am. because then it leads to cocaine and all that stuff. That's it. I'm done. No more. Oh, Willis, you might be updating about me. You might be watching my videos, writing on the timeline, because that's what happens. I want to make sure it doesn't do it again for today. Because that's just how I think now. It's one drink, I'm done. Belong, I'm done. My kids got no dad. And that's it. So, drugs boss program huliyan yare help people understand, and drugs, they psychologically, it's doing it. And even myself, I don't even watch it on TV because it just something kicks in, honestly. And even last night, kind of showing us Anja, they're just doing all this stuff, and I couldn't watch it. I just turned it off. It's not even worth it. Because in some way you just lived it, and you don't even want to live there anymore. It's not even good. So drugs, boss, you take it away, and then you got to deal with the mental side of it, the spiritual, physical, and emotional. Those emotions, if you don't, they're tools of that deal. It's then it just remains stuck. It's called a gelmic curve. You get stuck at the bottom because they didn't deal with any of this stuff. You just went there and dealt with physical, Because even alcohol is the worst. You can die easily from alcohol. You don't even have to drink it. If you're coming off, you can die from it. So, the Harel hope they come up with a plan, then to help people and to see it, and also a new program, drugs they have added, not just alcohol, and provide addicts. See, addicts always help addicts. Not I always hear this that and because detox us na so Kantar is doing bits in it that we just don't listen to them or whatever. Baril Trila. How is there? So it helps having recovering addicts, helping other addicts. And that's from personal experience. Because every day is any other day I'm an addict, no matter one day or it's been over 6 years, but still one day, Yeah. One day at a time, Aliare. There is a Leonard Tula journal about Genoslia, one day at a time in the human. One day at a time. those that pray. One day at a time, Jesus must serve you. Take at a time. Yeah. Say Leonard. Uncle Leonard Toulager, one day at a time. Mental health. Man, you can talk an hour to a mental health boss all the time, and I know politics boss, I'm only 30 the topic. And I'm sure many of people exhausted. So I still am. I didn't, honest, I knew I didn't go live. But I did, but I asked Kirsten, and even, this LT, I learned. Because I learned I have a voice. And some people might not like what I'm going to say. Politics boss it because they're either with or against or whatever. And it's all for discussion. It's not, hey, you know, Terracile, show me, tell me. Not, not try to come back at me or anything. So, not to see the scene about Ilahi, tell me, what's up? Because there was, let's see how much time, 9 minutes. There was, Nahi, people, it got a little dirty, eh? Dene Yati, not they on the Facebook, eh? And I watched it. Nes, voice, see, and trying to add up. Is this true? DC, and then, because then you go to the source. Is the people? That's the people. That's your source. Some of it true? Is all of it true? So I asked the people, and I got answers. Klassen, and then the other side would, rebuttal. They're lying or get your facts straight. And then there was other people chiming in, defending each side. So Kuntua, it got dirty, and things on to hopefully the next 4 years, transparency, you're going to see because you always hear this is what lateral violence is pretty much, talking behind the scenes. Because we tend to do that a lot. We just so I'm not going to exclude myself. And bring it forward. Do something about it. Because I don't stand around, see something. And from the beginning, I said I wouldn't get into politics. Maybe like you can have one episode where it's politics, but everything goes around it because it's on today. You got to deal with the government. So politics always involved. It's easy, and kind of learn that along the way. And then there's people and they get to decide yes or no. So Dene Dano, there's Igara. They don't get their way or do something about it, Baya Tilu or Hinch Elu, because then there's a lot of emotion, man. Like lots of emotion. And I kid you not. This is little stuff people are hurting over. That's what I thought. And it's true. But don't give up. It's 4 more years. I'm sure doing Zinnik, I'll probably be back there. Hopefully have a degree. A degree in understanding, which I never will. It's always a learning curve. See Harit Zare. Dene, I hope they continue working together Because that's what I was pushing that the platform going STZ. It doesn't matter if your aunt, uncle, whatever got in. Then nailed it, you weren't going to get anywhere. So I hope they're able to work together. And because there's 3 new people, or 2, 3 new people, yeah. And I hope there's no divide, like I kept hearing, between our leadership. Because young people are watching, like myself. And then there's even younger ones that are watching. And then from leadership, if we show them that way, then they will continue. 4 more terms from now, that young person might be fighting for something small. And hopefully the young people, they get back into school, get an education, and leave. Get out of there. You know, you're going to gain experience beyond the res, an education beyond the res. Build a life, gain more tools, and then go home. There's life. Then many people, they said, well, Jana, they're lala. Man, I'm going to tell you now. Sa questions, I knew I always wanted out until last Tuesday. I knew there was more for me. I went, I worked the same job. Not many people can say that for 14 years at my age. One job instead of going back. If I didn't leave, I wouldn't have found myself. I wouldn't have realized school us through high school, as one teacher said, Willis, you have potential. I wouldn't have realized the potential I have if I just stayed and thought the same way some people do and think you got to live there to see. Because, and I'm speaking out about this because that's the feedback I got. If I just stayed there, it wouldn't be Dene Yati podcast. I wouldn't have presented to kids around the world. I wouldn't have reached people around the world. It's not just about, the one area. So and then it go there, Azi. Finish it and leave. There's a whole nother world out there. And then when you come back, you can share with them what you have learned. That is what it's all about. Mental health, Basiya, today. You get somewhere, and that's why I always talk about this. Because 6 years didn't happen overnight, and there's been a lot of learning. And I do this kanta betzediha. Then I go there. I hope you do the same. Dok Elosi. There's life beyond the res, but don't forget where you come from. Because no achala niya ahun stel zanila. See how afraid I do. afraid ni. Ne chala niya banaulni. No Yati banaulniu. Ne kuin oge ho an banaulniu. Cause he eat anad stress. You could feel lost in the middle of Toronto. But all the lashes asked him, Dene Yati, such an near Ashley the Hassan Elkham. You're gonna feel as big as this city. Benashni. And I hope that message goes out to the ones that said you don't live here. Even though I don't live there, I'm still connected to whatever happens. You know, we're all affected. I hope we do not exclude our own people and divide. We do not shame people on social media. Some people have put conditions on other people, demanding this stuff over this election. Making a stand for something they feel is right. Alienating. You know, a lot of negativity has happened over 2 weeks. And just remember, Dene Yati. There's life. There's life beyond that res corner. Yeah, it might seem fun. But if that fun lasts another 20 years, what happens? What do you get out of it? So, yeah, Masi Chona Hosiu Selotina Dunsurta. I'm gonna finish her off with one song. Had enough of gospel. So I'm gonna play Drums Red Blaze. And we will finish her off right here. Drums Red Blaze live on Dene Yati podcast. Masi Cho Selotina Dunsurta. It's been a good chat. And I hope I got a good message across. And within the coming days, I will decide the future for Dene Yati. Drums right here, Dene Yati podcast.
have seen all the years go by. Children learning all about their culture gives us hope for another day. The beaming pride in people's faces says it all was not in vain. And in the spirit of true survivors, the sun will shine after the rain. And I hear beyond the mountains Indian drums that you can hear. It's the heartbeat of all our old friends, and they're playing mighty near. I hear drums beyond the mountains, Indian drums that you can hear. It's the heartbeat of all our old heroes, and they're playing right here.
No sound, eh? The sound must have been coming up. Man, that's funny. But I hope it all came through somehow, one way or another. I'm sure during a conversation at it's not going to end. Like I said, the political fire. You know, I just got to figure out a way. And obviously, going by IT in the next few days, I don't know what's going to happen. Might be taking a long break from podcasting. So I'm going to decide here and go from there. So, because, you know, I got to go to work. So I'm going to see cut off. Yeah. So, got to make money and put a lot of time into this and a lot of other things on hold. So I've had draws. I got a draw do, but I mean, one or two draws. I'm gonna, you know, so got to figure out a few things. I'm sure I'll be back here. Could be Monday morning, maybe in the morning. And what do you guys think? Morning or evening? Evening's not bad too. Either or, maybe both. We'll see. But anyway, Saladina Dunzinike Zink and Obar I know they see it's a beautiful day out. It's hot everywhere. I hope you have a good day. Any topics you can inbox me you want to chat about. Dene. I know I spoke a lot of English, Dunzinike. You know, it's almost like radio. Radio is a. Anyways, have a good day, Salutina. Appreciate all of you. Nuhabara Lyaule. Dene Yati Podcast Live, Facebook and YouTube. Si Willis Janvier, Hushin Telas Tuazi.
the Lost Saskatchewan Clearwater River Dene Nation band member at the SLU, and says the treaty number is 0. And I join you live from the Treaty 4 territory, home of the Cree, Métis, Sioux, Assiniboine, Dakotas, all beautiful Indigenous people. Jared Patra, Willis Janvier is out. Have a good day.